Welcome, everyone. Welcome to Westside Unitarian Universalist Church. We are a church where who you are and the values you embody in your everyday life are more important than the specifics of what we believe. We gather together to support each other in our spiritual journey and to serve the greater and wider community. I'm really glad to see you all here, whether you're here in person on this New Year's Eve day, or whether you are joining us on YouTube now or sometime in the future. Welcome, you are a part of this community, and we hope you enjoy the service. There are announcements in your order of service, if you would care to read those. I don't have any specifically that I would call attention to, but I have been asked to allow somebody to come up and give an announcement about the auction. So, Suzanne, do you want to do that?
Well, I don't know about announcement. You all know about it. This is a sales pitch from somebody who hates sales pitches. But auction is only 3 weeks away, if I'm counting right. Out with the old, in with the new. Think about what you would like to donate in the way of services, dinners, fun things to do. Or maybe you are willing to paint a room. I can't imagine how high that would go. Or do yard work. And for tangible objects, the room right down the hall, immediately on the left, the small ministry room, is now open for those to be accumulated. They'll be kept locked up. And if you want to attach a minimum bid to them, you can. Otherwise, we'll have $5 as a minimum bid. Think about it. What did, Aunt Sarah give you that, oh, that's so nice, but I really don't want it. Maybe somebody else would like it. Think about it. Surely, we all have things like that. And the more we have, the more fun it'll be. And don't forget about the talent show. All of us can do something. And this is, trust me, a great audience to whom to do it. Very non-critical. People will say nice things, no matter if you fell off the stage when you were doing it. It's great. So we'll be having fun. See you then.
Thank you very much, Suzanne. I don't think I told you my name. I'm Chris Edkins, a member of the worship committee, and I'll be leading the service today. And if you came specifically to see our settled minister, the Reverend Carol Bordeaux, she usually does our services, but it is a tradition here at the UU Church that we have lay-led services in addition to our minister-led services, and this is one of those. And Reverend Carol will be back in the pulpit next week. And also, I'll give a quick plug to our spiritual practices, which is starting in the new year, which the first one will be next week. 9:30, if you would like to come a little before 9:30 to join us in yoga, meditation, movie meditation, all kinds of spiritual practice. It will give you an opportunity to broaden and deepen your personal practice, which I think is so important in these times, to have that grounding and centering. So we hope that if you can get here for 9:30, that you will join us for that starting next week. So, okay. Anything else, any other announcements that I may have missed? Okay, then I will invite our Tibetan singing bowl to sing. Chalice lighting reading this morning was written by Jakaran Olaya and is called May This Light Guide Us. It's from the UUA Worship Resources site. We light this chalice here in the darkness of winter as we wait. This space, temporary, is one filled with prayers to be answered, love to be given and received, and miracles to be witnessed. May this light guide us until the light of the sun returns again. Okay, before we go on with the service, I've got to take care of some logistical stuff. The first time I came to this church, actually 20 years ago, roughly today, that was actually New Year's Day. The Sunday of that year was a New Year's Day. And Bill Calhoun was doing this service, the Janus service, where we look back on the previous year and look forward to the year to come. And we have a burning ceremony where you can write down the things from the previous year that you would like to release and let go of. We can come up and burn those things here in the sanctuary here. I've got some special paper that burns really easily that we can use for that. So I've got this paper and I'm going to hand it round, and the pencils, and there's also some little, you can use the hymnals to kind of lean on, but there's also some little cards that you can use for that purpose too, which I have here. So I want to make sure that we can pass those out so you have time to think about those things that you would like to release and let go of from the previous year. So you can write those things down during the service while I'm talking. And if you're at home, you can also join in this ceremony as well. Get a piece of paper that you can dispose of later, and maybe go outside and burn it on your barbecue grill or whatever safely outside somewhere where you can put a lid on it or whatever. So I invite the people at home to participate in this ceremony as well. So let's just pass out these papers and pencils. And if anybody needs something to lean on other than a hymnal, there's some little cards here that you can lean on. I know some of my friends who I hang out with, they like to take some of their old journals that they've written in all their darkest things that they've confided to their journal over the course of the year, and sometimes they'll take those and they'll create a bonfire and have a burning ceremony for those things, to let those things go. So it's something maybe to consider in your own life for the future, if you enjoy journaling, to have the opportunity to do that ceremony of letting go of the past. I would like us to read a responsive reading. It's number 666 in the hymnal. If you will join in, I will read the words that are in the plain type. If you will read the words in the italics. This is a good reading to start off the new year. It's 666. No particular significance to that number, I don't think. It's called The Legacy of Caring. Despair is my private pain, born from what I have failed to say, failed to do, failed to overcome. Be still, my inner self, let me rise to I turn to you to renew my life. I turn to the world, the streets of the city, the worn tapestries of brokerage firms. Rage and pain in the faces that turn from me, afraid of their own inner worlds. From within this world, my despair is transformed to hope. As each year, as you use, we have to begin anew our legacy of caring, to go out into the world and be of service. Thank you for that reading. I wanted to talk a little bit today before we have our burning ceremony. You know, we got some tough times behind us and some tough times ahead of us. You know, we got an election year coming up this year, and I think we're going to need to use all of our tools to maintain our balance, you know, this year. So I wanted to talk about the spiritual concept of acceptance. And it's kind of like because the word of acceptance is, used a lot in everyday life for something slightly different to what it means in the spiritual and psychological framework. I just want to define what I mean by acceptance. Now, in the dictionary, acceptance is like if somebody gives you something, you receive it with approval, maybe, and that's not exactly the kind of acceptance I'm talking about. We have something that's like the opposite of that in psychological terms, which we call denial. In regular linguistic terms, denial is like if somebody says, "Did you do this?" And you say no, that's a denial. You say, no, I didn't do that. But there's also this other psychological meaning of denial, right, which is the refusal to accept reality as it is in the world. And the acceptance that I'm talking about today is the opposite of that denial. It's the recognition of the truth of things that are going on in the world without any particular emotional tenor to them, right? So we look out in the world and we say to ourselves, yeah, that happened. Yes, that happened. Because one of the things that we can do, which, I think is like a terrific coping mechanism, but sometimes it can turn on us and make life difficult for us. We look out into the world and we say, that should not have happened. And it's something that actually did happen, and that's kind of like denial, right? We say, that shouldn't happen, that should not be. We look into our own moral model of the world and our own view of the way that the world should be, and we look at something and we say, that should not be, that should not happen. Which, of course, it's a completely and utterly understandable human thing to do. We have this amazing capability of our mind to imagine the world as we think it might be sometime in the future, and that gives us the ability to plan and say, yes, what steps can we take to bring about the world that we want to see? But sometimes it makes us look at the world as it is and say, that should not be, that is denial. And it can be difficult for us because it takes away our power to respond to things if we are in denial about the world, the way the world actually is. I have a slightly different way of looking at things, which says when you see something you don't like, the response should not be, this should not be. It should be, given that this is, what should I do now? What should my response be? What should my actions be? And I found that to be a more useful way of looking at things. One of the great spiritual truths is that we are not in control of everything in this world. We're not in control of the way other people think, the way other people live their lives, and the way other people respond to things in the world. And that is a frightening thing, you know. Our ego that wants to keep us safe is always trying to find ways to change the world to make it safer for us. It's always saying to us, you know, well, if you did this, then, you know, if people just were different from the way they are, and can you control things in order to bring things into accordance with what would be best and safest for yourself? And that can sometimes drive us a little bit crazy, you know, because this inability to control other people and what they think and do, combined with this tendency of our minds to want to keep us safe, can make us start thinking up, you know, oh, how can I control other people to make myself safe? I must be able to do this. I must be able to change people's minds and take some kind of action to control the situation to make myself safe. And this can, like, it sets up like a chatter in the mind that can go on and on and on, trying to find a solution to this insoluble problem of trying to control everything in the world to make ourselves safe. And it can be a very uncomfortable place to be in and drive us to distraction. That's why I'm kind of have to do this thing now to get out of that little mental loop. It's not this thing should not be, it's this thing is. What is my next action, if any, that I should take, given that this thing is true? And I found that helps me break out of that little terrible mental loop. So this is a very difficult thing to do, which is why I'm kind of pushing. I'm going to give another plug to our spiritual practices, practice that we're starting in the new year, because the kinds of meditation and mindful movement and other kinds of spiritual practices are the things that help us with this kind of these mental issues that we have, you know, as human beings. There's an automatic thing that can happen between, you know, something happens in the world, we hear something on the news, and it goes into our brain, and we immediately get some kind of emotional response to it, and then we're on the hamster wheel of, this shouldn't be, how can people do that? There must be something I can do about it. And it can make our lives a misery and take away, you know, that joy that we would like to have in the moment of, you know, the peace of mind and living out our own values. It can take us to some very dark places. One of the things that we can achieve from meditative practice is to observe the way our minds work and how this process of receiving this external stimulus turns into a thought, which turns into an emotion, which turns into this desire to take some kind of action in the world. And it allows us to put in that little pause somewhere in the meantime where we can observe our thinking and say, do I really need to turn this thought into an emotion? Do I need to turn this thought into an emotional response? Do I really need to turn this thing that happened in the external world into some kind of action? And if so, what is the appropriate action to take, given my own values, you know? To say that when we are disturbed, angry, or afraid, our thoughts don't always reflect our highest values. And I know that sometimes when I'm in that kind of emotional state where, you know, I've heard about something and it makes me fearful that there can be a desire to do harm to other people, you know, or because there must be something I can do. There must be something I can do to change these circumstances. And I know that I don't particularly care to, to go out into the world and do harm. I have to let that harm kind of stop in my head and find some way to stop that process and to bring me back to the values that I actually believe in and the actions that I think I should take in the world, And what that involves is an acknowledgement that I am not able to control everything in the world. A restatement for myself of what my actual values are and what appropriate actions should come out of those values, so that when I do act, I'm acting out of my best self and not out of fear or anger or that disturbance. And our spiritual practice can really help with that process. So if you are looking for something for a New Year's resolution in the new year, a daily spiritual practice of meditation or mindful movement or yoga would be a really great one to start, or of journaling, which is also a really great spiritual practice. So consider that. So, has everyone written down the things that they would like to release for this year? No? Okay, I'm going to give you a little bit of a more of opportunity. As I come up, I'm going to light this candle in the middle. I haven't burned one of these pieces of paper. I'm not sure how they burn. They're supposed to be called flying wish papers. You're supposed to roll them into something and they take off. But I think that's supposed to be used outside, right? We don't want them to take off in the sanctuary. So hold them with the tongues and let them burn to completion. And if there's any ashes, just pop them on the tray. And I'm going to light this candle in the middle. And Sandra Thomas has offered to play for us Time in a Bottle, is it, Sandra? She's going to play Time in a Bottle for us. A great number for this transition to the new year. Yes. Well, I don't think that ash will set anything on fire, which is the main thing, and we can hoover it up at the end. Thank you, Sandra. And thanks for everybody who participated in the ceremony, both here and at home. Okay, this is the part of our service where we just mention our justice and generosity programs here at the church, or opportunities. We don't pass the plate anymore, but there is a box at the back. if you would like to make a donation. We have a Share the Plate partner, which is Knoxville Inspiring Connections Outdoors, and 25% of undesignated funds will go to our Share the Plate partner. If you care to put them in the box. There's also the QR code is on the box. I know many people don't carry cash nowadays. You can use that QR code to make a donation through a phone app. So, is there anything else that we need to announce that, for justice and generosity? That no? Okay. So thank you for that. Now, I've been kind of ambitious in our hymn. I wanted to close us out on a high note with a nice song. So I'm going to invite you to do this song, Now Let Us Sing, as a call and response. I'm going to sing the line and you sing it back to me, but the last line we'll all do together. The hymn is, you won't need your hymnal. It's 368 in the hymnal, but you won't need it. But I'll just tell you what all the variations are, so that you know ahead of time. It's kind of repetitive, but there's the last word varies on each verse. So 368. Okay, here we are. So the way that this goes is, now let us sing, 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 and you repeat, now let us sing, 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 right? Now let us sing, 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 now let us sing, sing, sing. Lift up your voice, be not afraid, and then all together, sing to the power of the faith within. Does that make sense? So, like, it'll be call, response, call, response, call, response, call, response. Then we'll do the last line all together. Now let us sing to the power of the... And it starts with faith, then it goes hope, love, and joy. So it's just that last line, sing to the power of the faith within, sing to the power of the hope within, sing to the power of the love within, sing to the power of the joy within. And if you don't remember which one it is, just say, sing to the power of the thing within, and we'll be okay. That covers everything. So, okay, we ready to try this? Yeah. Let's stand up. If you're able and willing, please stand and give full throat. Even if you feel that you can't sing, you can just shout this one out. So it's good. Okay. Now let us sing, sing, sing. 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 Lift up your voice. Lift up your voice. Be not afraid. Now let us sing to the power of the faith within. Okay, good. Okay, I'm going to ask you to do a little bit different, right? Okay, when we do lift up your voice, I want you to come in before I finish. So when I go lift up your voice, as I'm saying voice, you come in right away. Does that make sense? Yes. And we'll nail it. Okay, let's move on to the next verse. Now let us sing, sing, sing. Now let us sing, sing, sing. Now let us sing, sing, sing. Lift up your voice, be not afraid. Let us sing to the power of the hope within. Now let us sing, sing, sing. 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 Lift up your voice, be not afraid. Let us sing to the power of the love within. Now let us sing, sing, sing.
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 Lift up your voice, be not afraid. Let us sing to the power of the joy within. Good job. You may be seated. Oh, will you be seated? Yeah, you may be seated. I was going to say, because of course we come to the benediction, so, and usually we stand for the benediction, but if you wish, you may make some kind of contact with somebody next to you, reach out a hand, or if you don't want to reach out a hand, you can hold your own hand, just to show that you don't want to do that, or reach out and touch somebody's shoulder, or whatever you would like to do. Our closing reading is called The Heart Knoweth. We have a great deal more kindness than is ever spoken. The whole human family is bathed in an element of love like a fine ether. How many persons we meet in houses whom we scarcely speak to, yet we honor and whom honor us. How many we see in the street or sit within church, whom though silently, we warmly rejoice to be with. Read the language of these wondering eye beams. The heart knoweth. Go in peace. Thank you, Sandra.